Yo, 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 it's Cinderella. So, what up? Today I'm going to show you how to take a pair of jeans and make the waist smaller so that they fit you perfectly. So we're going to make our cut where a belt loop is. I just want to take off this belt loop and I'm going to use this seam ripper to do that. And you could also just use scissors. So you can see these little stitches here. All you have to do is put that in, push through, and it cuts them. And you just do this all along this top part of the belt. Perfect. The belt loop is off, so we can now cut our dart. So a dart is like a triangle that you sew together and it makes this waistband smaller. So the first thing you're gonna do is try on your jeans and figure out how much you wanna take off each side. For these, I'm gonna take off 1 inch. So that is like this much from each side. So you can just fold it and keep it there, having that belt loop right in the middle. And you're gonna cut from here in a triangle to the bottom of the belt loop. So you're just gonna go in with your scissors and make that cut and aim it down towards the bottom of the belt loop. It's hard to cut through 2 layers of denim at once, so you can just make those initial cuts and then now you can just cut through 1 layer at a time. So again, we're just cutting in a triangle, aiming for the bottom of that belt loop there. And then we'll do it again on this side, like that. Perfect. This is now our dart that we're going to be sewing back together, like this, and then we will reattach the belt loop. So now we're going to cut some thread. So you're going to stretch the thread about as long as your arm. You don't want it too long or it's going to get tangled while you sew. We're going to cut it like this at a bit of an angle, which makes it easier to get through the hole in the top of the needle. So you're just going to take that end and put it through that tiny hole in the top of the needle, like that. Now pull the thread through until the ends meet at the bottom, or kind of meet, and you can adjust them like that. Now we'll just smooth out the thread with our fingers. So here's our jeans and we're gonna sew them from the inside, so the wrong side. So you're gonna take that triangle that you've cut and fold it back together with the right sides of the jeans together. And we are gonna start at the very top because you always wanna make sure the top of the jeans are lined up. So we're just gonna go through with our needle through both layers of denim. Pull your thread through, but not all the way through. You're going to leave a bit hanging out, and now you're going to go back through those same holes again. And when you start to pull on this, it creates this loop of thread. You can put your needle through that loop and pull it shut. Perfect. So we're going to go back through these same holes again. We're going to make at least 3 knots. So you make that loop of thread, put your needle through, and pull it shut like that. And this just secures the thread and the fabric in place. So now we've made 3 knots. We're just gonna start sewing all down this line. So you're gonna go in through one side, out through the other side. And now we're again gonna put our needle through that thread before we pull it tight. And we're gonna keep doing that all along these fabrics. Back through the loop and pull it tight. So you just take 1 step over, pull the needle through, back through that loop of thread, and pull it tight. Now, if it's really tough to get your needle through all these layers of denim, that is what a thimble is for. So if it's hard to push your needle through, you just put the thimble on your finger and then push and then pull the needle out and do the same thing. So we've sewn all along here and now we're back at where we started. So you're just gonna do some knots right at that bottom there. Knots are just putting your needle through that loop, pulling it tight, and we're gonna do a bunch of knots on top of each other, at least 3. And then we can cut off our thread and all we have to do is reattach the belt loop like that. Pull it nice and tight. Now you can cut off your thread with your scissors like that. And when you flip it over, you see it's sewn back together and all we have to do is reattach the belt loop. So we'll take our threaded needle, and you're just going to put the belt loop back where it was, and now we're going to sew again from the wrong side. So we'll flip the jeans over, and we're sewing from the inside of the jeans through the belt loop, leave some thread hanging out, and now we're going to go back through that hole again, and we'll put our needle through the loop, making a knot, of course. So you can make a couple knots on top of each other. We're actually just going to knot it in all along the fabric. Just start moving along the belt loop. At the other side of the belt loop, we're going to do 3 knots, and then we are all done. Perfect. So you can cut off your thread. When you flip it over, your jeans are back sewn together, the belt loop's reattached, and underneath you have that dart, making them the exact shape that you wanted. That's where we've sewn, but it blends in perfectly. And now when you try on your jeans, you can see they cut in at the side to fit right to your waist. Thank you so much for watching Cinderella Sew, and I'll see you soon. Peace.